Welcome everyone. So yesterday we got major news about chess.com and its scandals about Hans Niemann and Magnus Carlsen. The major cheating scandal happened, which resulted in Hans Niemann coming out and saying that he was back on chess.com, which is very interesting. And today we're gonna dive back into history of chess and watch the game between Magnus Carlsen and Hans Niemann that caused all of this chaos between these two players, lawsuits, chess scandals. So we're gonna review this game. This was played in Sinkfield Cup in St. Louis in the United States. Magnus Carlsen has white pieces and Hans Niemann has black pieces. Magnus goes for d4, knight f6, c4, e6, classic Indian game, and now bishop b4 played by Niemann. This is known as Nimzo Indian defense. Nimzo Indian is very popular nowadays because it is played by many grandmasters, and there's many important and interesting theoretical lines that was played, and this is was the opening that I've learned, one of the earliest openings that I've learned, and the new theory about, even though today I rarely played. G3, castles, bishop G2, D5, A3, bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight, and pawn takes to c4. So this is very theoretical. This is happening all across games between grandmasters, between high-level players. This is typical theoretical stuff. Then White's idea is to develop the knight in general, or playing the pawn here, or developing the bishop. And Black's idea is to push this pawn to c5 to attack the central pawn. It is ideal to do that right away because its idea can be interfered by many other things in the future. Knight f3 played by Magnus, and c5, as I said, played by Hans. Castles, takes, knight c6 played by Hans, pawn takes, and now we've got equal position, everything is equal. And we're gonna get into how these players would evolve in the middle game and find their advantages, disadvantages, liabilities, and etc. Yeah, e5 played by Hans, bishop g5, h6. Now Magnus solves his positional problems by playing more tactically, playing rook fd1, attacking the queen. So now Hans responds with similar move. He goes for bishop e6. After rook takes, bishop takes, rook takes a8, rook takes. Now bishop takes, we get into the end game where position is pretty equal, but Hans has double pawns and Carlsen has pawns that were split. So it's pretty equal end game. For a few moves we get into the position where almost nothing happens. These players shuffle their pieces. Magnus tries to activate his rook along the right, targeting the pawns. Also, this is very interesting endgame, but it's very tiring. So these players are shuffling their pieces back and forth, and now we get into this position where Hans gives this check on c1. King goes to g2, king goes to c2 right now, and we'll get into the position that when I first look at this, I thought that, well, this pressure is still happening here, but I thought that Magnus misplayed this little bit because he ordered this one pawn down, and this pawn is not looking very safely, and this position, the pawns are all over the place. You can't really connect your position during the end game, and your king is also on this file, but Hans isn't in a very great position also. And so let's see how these players would use their pieces to gain advantage in the end game. So now bishop takes pawn, rook takes, king g1, another check in g2, another check in g1, and now I thought that these players would repeat moves, but Hans goes king f6. He doesn't want to repeat moves, he wants to win the game. Bishop d5, and now Hans goes very interesting and very nice move. He doesn't move the knight, which is under attack. He plays rook d2 because if you take the knight, I take the rook, I win the game. So check here, it goes back because right, again, if you take this, you lose your rook. So Hans played this very correctly. Now again, rook goes to d7, knight goes to g5, check. Uh, in this position, you can see that there's many different interpretations of this position, because we can see that Hans is, if you take this with anything, you're gonna lose the rook. But if you can move the rook somewhere, like f5, when Magnus is going to take the rook on the knight on d2, and you can play knight f3 check. Now Magnus will play king g2, and you can pick up this rook. A5 played by Magnus, and now we can see that Hans has significant advantage. He has knight, which is in the center of the board. This pawn can't go anywhere really, because knight and king are very active. Hans's king is very active, and this bishop doesn't really serve a purpose other than threatening black's pawns, and black has one pawn advantage. So if anyone is playing for the win here, it is definitely Hans. So let's see how would Magnus defend. King e5, king g3, knight check, bring back here, bring back king on f2, and getting that pawn. Now Hans has significant advantage. f4 takes, and now Hans is just dominating the game. And a few moves later, we can see that Hans solidifies this position, even though he has knight against bishop. He has two extra pawns, and they're marching down the board. There's nothing that Magnus can do. h4, bishop d5, and now after Hans plays this beautiful move, king d5, allowing his pawns to push and activating his knight. Game ends. Hans Smoker Niemann wins. Niemann played absolutely magnificent game. He played very good chess. Amazing chess. Magnus also played one of the worst games in his, maybe I should say, the career. When he is known as the resilient player in the end game, he showed none of this in that game. He was not very good, but it really gave Magnus suspicious, because because of this chess cheating scandal. Magnus thought that Niemann wasn't very concentrated on the game, and he felt some weird engine moves and some sort of weird moves played by Niemann, which is understandable. We will see how will happen on this chess cheating drama. I don't have a comment. I don't pick a side in this debate. I'm not on Hans' side. I'm on Magnus' side. I'm not on either side. I'm on the truth side. So we're gonna see in a few moments, and in probably a few months or never, we will find out what really happened. Check out my Twitch. You can see my channel as GagaGabuniaChess on Twitch. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.